Last year, Maruti Suzuki launched the 4th generation Dzire in India, and with it, a new family of 3-cylinder 1.2 litre petrol engine called the Z series petrol engine. This engine produces 80 bhp and about 111 Nm of torque and can either be had with a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed automated manual. Now, one of the big claims of this engine, this Z series 1.2 petrol engine, is mileage. Oh, that very important word for all Indian buyers. And Maruti has big numbers to back it up. In fact, Maruti claims 24.79 kmpl for the manual, 25.79 for the automatic, and 33.3 for the CNG. How do these numbers stack up against CarWale's real-world comprehensive mileage test? Well, we're going to perform it on the manual and tell you what the numbers are like. Now, before we begin this video, here's a little reminder to hit those like, share and subscribe buttons, and also that bell icon to be notified the instant we put out a new video. So like every car that we test at CarWale, we're going to test this Maruti Dzire Manual too. And so what we do in the CarWale real world mileage test is that we tank up the car right to the brim, then drive on a predefined route, encountering traffic situations that one might encounter in everyday scenario. And then once we're done with a set distance, we'll come back to the pump and fill up the car. Number of liters consumed divided by the distance is our real world mileage. And during the test, we'll have the AC set to 23. And this car also comes with the auto stop start function, which we'll keep on for the drive. Now, as a car to use in the city, this Dzire is surprisingly easy and responsive. The steering is light, and though it doesn't offer much feel, it is pretty accurate, and with its compact dimensions, that makes it a thing that's easy to maneuver in traffic. Now, what's more, this 5-speed gearbox, which is essentially the highlight of this video, is slick and easy to use. The throws are light, but because of the way that the torque is available in the car and it's kind of designed, you do have to keep rowing through the gears a lot, especially if you're in just above bumper to bumper traffic or in those kind of speeds. You will need to keep rowing a lot. There's a large chunk of the torque concentrated in the 3rd and 4th gear, and for city speeds, that's kind of where you'll be, and you had a large chunk of power there. One of the other big highlights when it comes to city conditions, especially for this car, is the low speed ride. It rides flat, something that Maruti has managed to get spot on, and even big bumps, imperfections, potholes, lift that, it rides flat. And in fact, the only reason that you would need to be careful, one is that you don't have an SUV like 180mm ground clearance. You get 163mm, which is not bad, but it does tend to bottom out, especially if stuff is really sharp. And the other is that you have these really nice looking, slightly conservative, but nice looking 15-inch diamond cut alloy wheels on the top spec ZXi Plus variant. And you'd want to be a little careful, especially when you go to the sharp, jagged edged stuff, to ensure that you don't scratch it. We also want to point out, while visibility is good all around, it is a little bit of an issue when you look to the front left, especially in this top spec model, because the bezel of this 9-inch display kind of hinders your view. But that is sort of compensated by the 360-degree camera, which offers a really nice bird's eye view. And obviously, one of the benefits of having a 360-degree camera is the fact that when you need to park in a public area face first, it allows you to go right to the edge, park in as much as possible, so that your precious vehicle is safe on the road. Now, as a car to drive on the highway too, this engine will keep going. It gets buzzy. It's a 3-cylinder engine, which means that you have all the characteristics of a 3-cylinder engine, which is not so much a problem apart from the fact that it tends to get a bit noisy, but it keeps your momentum going. You do need to drop a gear to make quick overtakes and to access that quick amount of torque. For example, if you're in 5th, you will need to drop down to 4th to build up some momentum and make quick overtakes. Now, like the low speed ride, at speed, the ride is pretty decent. It mostly rides flat, but again, you have to tread with a bit of caution, simply for the fact that, especially in the top spec model, you have those very nice looking 15-inch alloy wheels, and you don't want to put extra pressure or damage them. You do need to be a little careful about that. The other big thing is NVH insulation. It's actually improved a lot over its predecessor. and it's able to filter out most of what's going on around you outside without much problem. But of course, because you have a 3-pot engine, it does tend to get noisy and buzzy, and especially at 3-digit speeds you can hear it, but that's something that comes with owning the car. Now we've driven the car across both city and highway conditions, taken it back to the pump and filled it up right to the brim, and here are the real world mileage figures for this 5-speed manual version. Now in city conditions, we got 13.83 kmpl with an MID indicated 16.5 kmpl. Now out on the highway, we got 18 kmpl in real world conditions while the MID indicated 17.1 kmpl. These aren't too far away from the AMT's figures, which were 19.42 kmpl for highway and 14.1 kmpl for city conditions. Now before we conclude on this video, here's a reminder that we have done a very comprehensive pros and cons on this similarly spec'd AMT Dzire in the ZXi Plus variant. You will find a link here on the screen and in the description below. Now this Dzire in this 4th generation, which was launched last year, is a massive step up from its predecessor, be it in terms of features, styling, driving dynamics, and of course mileage, which is a significant step up, and something that will aid in this car's mileage conscious image in the long run. Now especially that it has competition from a string of subcompact SUVs offering a similar package and similar features, but in a much bigger styling. What do you think of this 4th generation Dzire's mileage figures? Are there some other cars that you want us to test out? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.